In Richard Jewell, the titular character is a security guard with aspirations on becoming a law enforcer. After he becomes a hero by saving lives at a bombing, he also becomes the top suspect in the FBI's hunt for the bomber. Richard Jewell is a great, gripping, dramatic and emotional film that explores numerous themes such as ambition and determination, but also the ways in which the media and press can manipulate and ruin people. The film is less concerned with the bombing and the investigation, and more focused on the impact these events have on the titular character and those associated with him. It's a character study. This means that the main investigation happens in the background, and if you were hoping for a mystery or to see the FBI hunt down who did it, you will be disappointed. Things start off rather slowly, allowing the characters to be introduced and developed prior to the bombing. This helps make them relatable and somewhat likeable, so when things spiral after the bombing, you can root for them. It's smart and it's well done, but as the story progresses it does become more and more predictable, because there can only be one result based on all the information the film offers us. The film can be a little heavy at times, showing characters being the victims of trickery and injustice. Luckily, there are elements of humour here and there. The humour is never overt or forced, it always feels natural and believable, and it never comes across as a joke for the sake of a joke. These elements work well to make the film and its tone more accessible and palatable. The shining elements of this film are its characters. The acting across the board is great, everyone is somewhat likeable with their own quirks, personalities and ways. All of the main characters get their moments, none of them ever feel unnecessary to the story. In this regard, the film is really well written. However, the titular character is quite odd. The film makes it very clear that Richard Jewell is not like most people, but it's never stated why that is. There are hints at mental conditions, but without explanation he often comes across as weird and hard to relate to. Regardless of this, it's a really good performance. Another key character that needs mentioning is that of Jon Hamm's lead FBI investigator. When the investigation gets going, the film makes it out as though the FBI was simply looking for someone to pin it on, so they can move on and get praised for finding the bomber. As the film progresses, this clearly isn't what is going on though. Jon Hamm's character becomes so determined and adamant that Richard is guilty, despite having no evidence to support it and even acknowledging the lack of evidence. Why? The film fails to truly explain or justify the FBI's viewpoint, and it's probably the film's biggest weakness. In terms of production, this is one of Clint Eastwood's best films behind the camera. The film is well paced and well directed, with a strong, smart focus that makes the film not just another crime story. There's great dialogue too, with very realistic and believable characters, and the cinematography is appropriately muted and bleak, giving it a natural look throughout. One of the key scenes needs commending too. The bombing scene is very well choreographed and arranged. The scene gives us a very clear sense of space, scale and scope. The use of sound design, giving us live music, general noise and chatter, and of course the boom of the explosion is also well done. Mixed in with the often frantic handheld camera movements, and is a showcase of great production. Richard Jewell is great. It's a crime thriller that really focuses on the people rather than the incident. It was well made and very well acted, and I really recommend it. Here's something of note. The character of Richard Jewell reminds me a lot of a less funny, way more serious version of a character I created for a film you can watch on my channel. So why not go and check that out. Also, if you like this review, subscribe to my channel so you can get more like it. And go over to Twitter and Instagram and follow me at _Grant Burton.